Hello, 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 hello. All right. Well, let's see if this works. All right. I don't know how to. Oh, this is new. Hello. I don't know if they're okay. Let's put this on Twitter so that people are aware that this is actually happening. All right. Monday. It's Monday. Here we are. Tweeting stuff. All right. Hello. How's it going? Mateus Bukowski. Hello. Getting set up here. Mhm. Hopefully you can hear me all right. Let me know if you can hear me all right. Got a different mic I'm working with. I don't know how well it's going to pick up. But yeah, getting set up here. Going to do a little bit of a stream and draw. You know, kind of one of those things that I do. I got a whole bunch and assorted things. I'm going to grab my tea. I'll be right there. Also, put this on Instagram, probably. Tea. Not coffee, but it's something. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that thing on our Instagram. What is the link? I don't know. Let's see. What is my YouTube channel? I don't actually have like a designated channel link. I don't think. I think it's just a mess of crap. You know, mess of crap. It happens. Give me that link. Gonna put it on the thing. Well, hello. Yeah, it's Monday. My first day off in a while. A little bit. Not necessarily my first day off in a while, but I've been working a lot of like really early shifts. Like, been waking up at like 3 a.m. on the regular, and it's been a little bit exhausting. But such is life. We have to get you right back here. All right, so this is definitely an experiment because I haven't really streamed on YouTube before. So, hello, got people hopping in. Hello, everyone. I'm getting started out slow here, but in the first few minutes, I'm just posting links, you know, that stuff. Okay, there we go. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me all right. You hear me okay? I know the mic's picking up, but I don't know. I can't really give myself a preview of what it sounds like. As much as I wish I could. Well, hello. Let's get pencils. Let's get pencils. Mostly probably gonna have to adjust the camera periodically, depending on how I'm moving around. But this looks like it's gonna be okay for now. We just do a little scooting and adjusting as we move along here. So I've already sketched this out. Did that already. Just gonna be working on like a quick, simple cover for this Errant Preview comic I've been working on. It's like a 6 or 7 page thing, just to whet your appetite, a little amuse bouche before the complete comic experience kicks off. What the fuck am I saying? Oh god, oh god. First, we're streaming a little bit, but here we are. So I'm drawing this upside down for some ridiculous reason. I don't know why I do this to myself. It's not fun. There's no such thing as too many pencils, but sometimes it can make things difficult. A little touch up here. gonna erase some things out, but I think for the most part, it's gonna be this pretty rough. Pretty rough. But yeah, I've been sketching a lot more lately, which feels good. It's been helping me a lot. To actually plan out my drawings before I just jump in and make a fool out of myself. Because I'm really good at that. Really, really good at making a fool out of myself. Where are we going to start here? I don't know. I'm going to start in with the big-ish 1.3 millimeter pencil. Kind of block out some rough shapes. I'm going to sharpen this boy right here. I'm not prepared at all. Not prepared at all. 5 minutes in, I haven't even started drawing. Is this an art stream? Not yet. I like to be able to just have my sharp devices on hand when I need them to sharpen pencils. So just stick it in the table. Stick it in the table. Let's just go and get started. Actually start drawing. Hello, welcome to the art stream. We're 6 minutes in. I actually start drawing. How about that? Still not working with the greatest camera quality. Hopefully the mic quality is better because I'm working off of this webcam, which works. It works. It's not the best. I definitely need to upgrade, and I will at some point. But no, it's not that day. Today is not that day. I should probably start out up here because there's going to be a lot more overlapping shapes that I'm going to want to like erase out as I come down. Look at me not thinking. Look at that. Merrick, what are you doing? Drinking tea? The world ending? As the heater kicks up on this time. Drawn upside down. What am I doing? Actually, I'm more just questioning my life choices. It's actually a really good drawing exercise to draw upside down. You take something that you're familiar with, like a character or a figure, and turns it into something completely different. It's like drawing something totally foreign. Because your brain understands the world right side up, I think. And when you start moving things around, your brain's like, wait, I don't know it like this. This is not what I'm used to. But it can take something that you're used to drawing and you draw the same way quite often and make it new and different. Because I draw a lot of the same figures, a lot of the same characters quite often. And sometimes they end up looking a lot the same. I end up drawing a lot of samey poses and facial expressions. There's nothing wrong with that because I want to practice those things, obviously. But it can just give you a fresh perspective if things are feeling stale, you know? As things do, especially when with art, it's such a delicate balance. That if you get thrown off, you know, that's what will toss you into art block or burnout, or I mean, it certainly can. There are ways to defeat that. Not easy. But art block is really just your own mind fighting against you. Just control your mind. Get your mind under control. As if it were that easy. Just draw the thing. Draw the thing. Draw it upside down, draw it right side up, doesn't matter. Just draw. But yeah, if you're just tuning in to the part where I've actually started drawing now, welcome. Hello. This is the first YouTube stream I've done. I'm very flighty and fickle when it comes to choosing a platform and sticking to it. But hey, I like to try things, and sometimes it goes well for a while, and I like it, and then something happens that makes me not like it. I was doing Twitch for a while, and that was fine, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like splitting between Twitch and YouTube might be somewhat foolish. Not necessarily just as a general statement, but for me specifically. Because I have a limited amount of time to create content, and if I'm trying to create content for too many different platforms, then I'm not going to get anything done. Or at least I'll be updating all the platforms so seldomly that, you know. If I can stick to one thing, I absolutely should, I think. I'm going to go ahead and say, hello, just in case anybody's not listening to my voice. If anyone wants to give me some feedback on what the audio sounds like, let me know if it's too quiet, because it definitely seems like the mic is picking me up, but I don't know how loud it's coming through to you guys. You dudes. All of my dudes. Welcome, my dudes. It's Monday. Get that floaty here. I can be totally rough here because I can erase things whenever I want to. I have that power. I can bring something into existence and immediately take it back out of existence. Like, no, you were never meant to be. Get that eyeball where I want it. There's gonna be an eyeball right there. Eyeball. Find that eyeball. Hello. Yeah, those are for the people who can't hear me. If you can't hear me, I'll put it in the thing. Hello. Can't hear me. You don't even know I put it in the thing. When I say it, you just have to look. Weird drawing upside down. It's friggin'. Because this is a group effort. Lend me your strength. Spirit bomb style. Destroy the entire fucking planet. You guys wouldn't mind, right? If I destroyed the planet, it wouldn't be too big of a deal. I think it'd probably be okay. Everything would just go back to non-existence. That'd be fine. Wouldn't know too much about it. Oh, fuck, I do this from time to time. I talked about it a little bit, but it's just a fresh challenge. Punish myself. That's bad. Drop stuff upside down. Yeah, feels good. Feels good. Be drawing on this wintry Monday. It is wintry outside. Yeah, Washington State winter. No joke. I've lived in several cold climate areas. I do like the cold, but sometimes it's like, alright, that's enough. I need to be warm again now. I've had about as much as I can take. Drawn shapes. What I do. Draw shapes. Shapes exist, you know. case you were curious about that. Shapes do, in fact, exist. Pretty cool. What is a shape? Not really something we define. Animals define shapes. Let's talk about shapes. Circles are shapes. That's about all. And that's it. End shape discussion. That's it. But yeah, welcome everyone. Just drawn. And if you have any questions for myself, or if there's any questions you just want to shout into the void, feel free. This is the place where you can do that. I won't judge you. As long as you don't judge me for the weird ass things I do on stream and on video sometimes. Give me an opportunity to be weird, and I will. I'm at elbow room. So I'm working with a new setup here for recording and streaming, and it seems to be a little bit better than what I was doing before. I've set up a separate area, separate desk/table for streaming and recording. And I don't know what it is about that. There's probably some weird subconscious psychology to it, but it made it a lot easier for me to just kind of like drop in and start recording or streaming something, because I don't know, it can be hard to prepare myself mentally to like be on camera. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm historically a very what's the word I'm looking for? I'm kind of a hermit. Let's just put it that way. Kind of a hermit. I mean, most of the things I want to do are indoor things, which is kind of sometimes. But I'm used to staying inside a lot, and it can be hard to get myself into the mindset to like be social and to actually speak out loud. Because most of the time when I'm drawing, I'm very quiet. I'll be listening to music or whatever, but I'm not talking. It's just me hanging out with me. But then when you bring the camera into it, start streaming and recording, then I've got some sort of expectation for myself to actually say things and try to be good at art at the same time, which can be difficult. Hard to say things sometimes. Or where was I going with this? My sketch didn't make sense upside down for a second. I did. Cool. Doesn't have to be perfect. Perfection is ugly. Hate it. The thought of making something perfect makes me uncomfortable. Happening perfect? It's just not gonna happen at all. also don't know how far I'm gonna get with this. I really don't have plans to make this like crazy detailed. Probably gonna make it pretty rough. Flip it over, see what's looking. This is not cheating. No. No such thing as cheating in art. No such thing. I mean, if you consider like stealing cheating, then maybe, but it's really more about how you use it. Because even tracing something is not necessarily cheating if you're not passing it off as your own or using it in any sort of official capacity. Money makes art complicated, and complications suck. It would be a lot easier to just keep things simple, but it seems like humans don't have the ability to keep things simple sometimes. Or maybe it's an inability to see the big picture. Who knows? People are weird. Humans are strange. Trying to understand them is like trying to what's like trying to nail Jello to the floor. I always thought that was a hilarious euphemism slash metaphor, anecdote, whatever the correct nomenclature is. Don't worry about it. Understand what I say through context, please. I hope. Probably, like, I'm planning, since this is a comic book cover, I'm planning on kind of like fading this out. Um, Line work's a little bit heavier right here because I'm going to define the hair more with shading and other pencils rather than line work. Really. So, yeah. Since it is a comic book cover, uh, anything like a title or something up here, so we're probably going to have to make that area like a little bit free, open, with some space to work with. I don't like that line. It's not the size that I want it to be. Pardon me, I got a pencil in my mouth. Sometimes that's just part of the process. But yeah, with this cover, once this is completed and I've got everything put together, I'll be releasing this little errant preview comic. It's like a teaser, like a trailer, you know, and I use it as an excuse to uh, try out the style that I want to execute the comic in and kind of like tweak that because I jump right into things and oftentimes I will change my mind later. And so I decided it'd probably be a good idea to give myself a chance to experiment a little, tweak things, and get a style that I'm happy with before I actually get too far into the comic to make any changes. Some evolution of style is good, but I want to keep it unified. Unified would be the best word here. Plus, I also have a very strong idea in my head for what I want my comics to look like. You know, different styles kind of go with different stories because I like to try a bunch of different things and execute a bunch of different styles. Um, because I think in comics, visual style lends to the story a lot. At least, you know, like the general feel of a comic. So it's important to me, and it's something that I don't feel comfortable continuing to work if I don't have that decided upon in my head, you know. So yeah, this comic started out as an excuse to try things out, get comfortable, and to give you a little taste of what the story's going to be. Because uh, people have asked me in the past, and somewhat regularly, oh, what's your comic about? And the ideas are so big in my head that sometimes I find it hard to give a quick answer to that. And I usually end up saying like, oh, it's about blah blah blah, and I go on and on and on and on. But this is an alternate way where people are like, what is your comic about? I'm like, well, why don't you check out this little preview I did and get a better idea that way? Just let the comic tell you what it's about rather than me, because I'm not always the best with words. All right, I'm feeling pretty solid about that. That's at a point where I don't want to fuss with it too much more, and I kind of want to just get in there and start making some shapes with defining some shapes, shadows, textures with a lighter pencil. Let me get a little mouse indicator there so I can figure out what I want to do with that. And I can add in as much detail as I want later and just kind of worry about that the other time, at another time, because I don't want to worry about it right now. Don't want to worry about it right now. Do that later. So, might as well say what I've been working with here. Initial line work was all done. The sketch that you saw before I started actually drawing on it was all done with this Faber-Castell H pencil. It's the Faber-Castell 9000. 9000. But yeah, good pencil, really light, easy to erase. Great for shading and also for construction sketches. And I mean, it's just a good pencil, but it's a really light one. But I like it. Because this is also going to be, she's floating through the water. So I should probably draw something. No, background. Don't get ahead of yourself, man. Don't be a fool. But yeah, use this guide to do the layout sketch. I'm using it now to do some initial shading. Kind of start just blocking out some shapes, shadow shapes. Because I could do all this with lines, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm trying to think in layers. Layers. You know, like an ogre. And keep it nice and loose. Because going back to like tying in the art style, actually before, never mind. Finish a thought before I move on to the next one. The line work that I was doing after, on top of the sketch, was with this 1.3 millimeter Kokuyo mechanical pencil. And I'm pretty sure the graphite in there I'm using is like Papermate or something, like it's not fancy. Doesn't need to be. I ain't fancy. I am not. I do not wish to be fancy. Still no word on whether you guys can hear me or not. I really hope you can. Go ahead. If someone could please give me an answer on that, because I got no way of knowing myself. I see little green lights showing up, but it doesn't mean I know how it sounds. YouTube would give me the ability to video preview. At least give me the ability to preview my audio as well. Would be nice. It would help me out a whole bunch. But yeah, I was on a little bit of, I mean, you call it a hiatus. It wasn't really a hiatus by choice. I didn't really sit there and say, oh, I need to take a break. Life kind of made me, which happens. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Facundo. Thank you very much for letting me know. Greatly appreciate it. I probably should have put links and stuff in the description for this, but again, showcasing my ability to not think through. I didn't. So if you're curious about this comic, I have quite a bit of information about it up on my Patreon page, which is just patreon.com/Merrick Jaraki. That is me. I am Merrick Jaraki, and Merrick Jaraki is me. So yeah, if you want to see some other pages of this before the thing comes out, or if you want to kind of get an insight to what happens inside my brain when I make comics, which I describe to the best of my ability, then check that out too, because I've been posting like the unedited pages with just some little, blurbs, thoughts, things I think about things, some of my process when it comes to making comics and other things. So if you're curious about that stuff, either ask me, because you can do that, or check out my Patreon. And all the stuff on my Patreon, at least, a lot of it that I've been posting lately, the older stuff is not, because I don't have the patience to switch it all over. A lot of it's going to be public, so you don't have to be a patron. You don't have to make any sort of pledge or do anything to get that content. You can just go and get it. Go and get it. Because exclusivity is for fancy people. I am not fancy, as I've said. I think planned it. Let's just do things. I'll change my mind. But for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be focusing on YouTube and Patreon, because that keeps things central for me. Holy shit, I gotta turn the heater down. Sorry. I will be right back. Going around the corner. Ah! Oh. Ooh. Right here. Hope you're all having a good day today. It's Monday. Some people don't like Mondays. But they're not all bad. So I like using the light pencil. Get some nice soft texture in there without getting too crazy with the detail. We move fast to get things out. And if I need to erase, I can. There's been a lot of comics in the past that I've done where I do the entire page, panels and everything without any sort of sketch. Most times it's like a small thumbnail. And that's a lot of fun, but it's also incredibly challenging. I have to really get myself in the mindset to do something like that. There's a lot to be said about the mental side of things in art. But for my own sanity's sake, and for the sake of actually getting a fucking comic done, I'm going to ease up on that a little bit. Because if I was just sticking to my no sketch thing forever, it would make the comics really good, but it would make them really hard to make. And so I'm going for a balance. It's only stick, steel, and absolute. As much as it would be cool to do this before and all that. I'm all about balance. This is feeling pretty good. Pretty good. Hello, Kenny Rango. Hello, hello. Hope you're doing well. Feeling pretty good here. You do a little dance play while my table shakes violently. A little wobbly. Just a little bit. I'm curious to watch this stream back when it's done and get an idea of what the audio quality is like. I'm actually I found out that I can use my Bluetooth speaker as a mic with the YouTube streaming. So that's actually what it's running off of right now, which I hope sounds good because it's really convenient to have a Bluetooth speaker I can use as a mic that I can position anywhere I want. That's a pretty solid idea for me to do the background here. Not a strict background, something abstract with bubbles to give the impression that we're underwater here. Because in case you didn't know right now, you're all underwater. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. All right, bathroom break. I'll be back in like a minute. Why do I do this? That's better. I'm just like doing all sorts of stuff. I drink a lot of water, coffee, and tea, and makes things complicated sometimes. But let's see how we're doing here. Looks good. Feels good about it. Feels really good, man. Don't like that. I'm just gonna leave that. It's like a little indicator line where I want the shape to be. But what do we do on that? Yeah. All right. I feel good about that. I feel good about it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm flipping it back right side up because I'm going to go in and refine some of the line work, and that'll probably be the final step for this screen. Made pretty good time. Not too bad at all. The other cool thing about streaming is it helps me stay focused on one thing, and that's a big benefit to me because I'm easily distracted. As much as I want to make comics like 100% of the time, so easy to get distracted. So many interesting things in the world. Wow. That's not cool. You know what I need to do? I need to put like some foam rubber bumpers on the bottom of this thing. This is a clipboard, metal clipboard that I've got propped up. One of them is like open. It's got storage on the inside. But now that I've gotten all the construction and most of the shading that I want in place, I don't feel bad about turning this back right side up to do the line work because most everything is already there. I constructed it upside down, which was what I wanted to do, and that's keeping it loose. But now, I actually have to draw like straight lines and shit, so taking it back upright, back into the comfort zone. It's good to impose challenges and rules upon yourself, but that doesn't mean you have to be entirely inflexible with yourself. You know, just because I said I'm going to draw something upside down doesn't mean I have to draw the entire fucking thing upside down. Don't have to do that. If I change my mind, then I change my mind. Yes, I like this. Exactly what I wanted to do this. When you draw something upside down, it almost makes it feel like somebody else drew it. Almost. Not in a bad way. Not in a way of like, oh man, I don't feel like I do this, but in a way of like, oh, it looks kind of different. It's not entirely familiar. There's something just as simple as the orientation in which you draw can change the whole perspective, which I think is really interesting. Slide this guy down and work on the ears because the ears are too close to that clip to really get into there. probably won't show this on the screen because after this, I have to eat something because I'm a human and I require sustenance. But I would like to finish this all in one sitting, but that's probably not a good idea. As much as I might want to go easy on myself. If you destroy yourself, then you can no longer make art, and that's the worst. That's the worst possible thing to happen to an artist, in my mind, is to be no longer able to make art. It's a terrifying concept. Let me do the same thing here over here. Looking at it now, I realize it's the same problem with this here. Not gonna be able to get to it. I can draw this however I want on the paper because I like to draw everything by hand because that's what feels best. But when I put it into the computer, scan it, I can add more white. I can add borders. I can move things around as long as I have the bulk of what I want on the page. I can fix other stuff later. For me personally, that's been one of the most difficult things to kind of train myself to do, is to not try to fix every problem immediately, because I'm the type of person in art and typically in real life as well, that when I see a problem, I want to fix it right away. I want to have it fixed so that I don't have to worry about it and it doesn't make me anxious, because that sucks. Anxiety sucks. So I've been kind of fighting against myself in order to just see a problem and be like, okay, that's fine. Ignore it. I can fix it later. And it'll actually be easier to fix it later than worrying about it now. If I'm just worried about things all the time, then I'd be distracted, right? I don't want to be distracted. I want to be worrying about where my art is falling short while I'm making it. I can be hard on myself later and just get it done. I am notoriously hard on myself, and a lot of artists are that way. It just comes with the territory. But I've kind of realized I need to start going easier on myself, because I embrace being hard on myself, because for me personally, it drives me to be a better artist, and I want to be a better artist. And even though anxiety and being upset with my work is uncomfortable, in moderate doses, it can be very helpful and very driving, a great motivational force. But it's also, somewhat harmful. But I don't want to take the anxiety completely out of my life, art-wise, because, like I said, a lot of times that anxiety is what makes me want to sit down and draw. I don't know if that can be fixed or is even something that should be fixed. It's just who I am. That's all right. I can just be who I am. This Nico. Thank you very much. If you need sleep, you need sleep. Don't it kind of fits in. Don't deprive yourself of sleep. This this live stream will certainly be on my YouTube channel to watch through the rest later. I'm actually going to be wrapping up pretty soon here, so you won't be missing too much. Go and get your rest. Something that I've had to do because I've been working very early shifts in my day job. And they're not even particularly long shifts. They're just very early. And that it's just going off my sleep schedule. I go to work at 5 a.m. and I'm usually off by noon or at least the early afternoon, and I am like, oh yeah, I'm finally done with work. I want to go home and draw, but throwing off my sleep schedule like that has got me so fucked up that a lot of times I just end up sleeping the whole fucking day, or at least doing stuff that's easy like housework and stuff like that. Because man, when like I've got that headache cloud in the back of my head from being sleep deprived, and my eyes are tired and dried out. Like sitting down and drawing is the last thing I want to do. But well, it's not the last thing I want to do. It's the first thing I want to do, but it's physically difficult for me to do it, which is interesting because usually the mental side of things is the more difficult aspect to conquer. So it makes it a little bit frustrating. It makes it frustrating when you want to draw and you can't, whether that be because of art block, mental side of things, physical side of things, a combination. Sometimes it's not even anything coming from you. Sometimes it's just life, Like life has got you so fucked up. Jobs are hard, people are difficult sometimes, and it can just screw you up, throw you off your game. That's okay. We all deal with that. Never be ashamed to have art block. It's always proof. Art block is always proof that you want to draw, even if it sucks. Because it's kind of that desire to draw clashing with whatever limitations you may be facing. You can only do what you can do. Everything else will either fall into place or it won't. But you got to be prepared for either. Sorry guys, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared. That's the motto. I'm ready for the world to end and go back to that hunter-gatherer way of life. I'm ready. Make that a little bit shorter. Hair on this side is a little bit longer than the other side. But while I am going to be finishing this drawing up pretty soon, well, not finishing the drawing, but wrapping up the stream, I might as well talk a little bit about my plans for this in case I don't actually film the rest of it. Where I'm going from here, process-wise, after I got this line work put in and I've, defined the actual line work rather than just the shapes, usually what I'll do is I'll go back in, I'll shade some more, fill out those areas that need to be filled out more to balance out the line work, add in texture, and then I'll come back with a much darker pencil, like a Palomino or something like that, and make the line work more 3D by darkening some of the shadow areas in the line work. Because it's a nice contrast between graphite, which is typically very gray, and like Palomino graphite, which is almost black. It's so dark gray that it's almost black. Merv Mestenlar, I'm not going to pronounce that right, but hello and welcome. Hope you're doing good this fine Monday. But yeah, I'll come in here and like, for example, Like this area here, this like fold of pants is underneath the arm on the far side. Take this black pencil just to show you an example. I'm like, fill that out just like that. And that's a really subtle addition, but it really changes the depth in that area. So I've been trying to think more in layers. I've been trying to plan things out more and allow myself the space to just explore my drawing rather than having a set plan for what it's going to look like. Everything in life is a balance. Art is especially a balance. A balance of so many different things. So many things that you can't even process at all at once, even if you're very aware of your process and how you think and work with art when it comes to that. Because everybody's mind works differently. That means everybody's creative mind works differently too. Artists' brains don't all work the same, which is also why I almost always drop the disclaimer that stuff I say is my opinion. It's not correct. And it will never be correct because it is simply an opinion. Nico, if you're still here, I know you said you were taking off. It can be really difficult to find time. I struggle with that a lot too. You know, with a day job and stuff like that. Who doesn't have a day job? It's very rare to be at that point where you can make art and support yourself. It's difficult. It's hard to get there. I've been there before, and I've backslid, and I'll get there again. That's how I have to look at it. There's nothing for sure in this life. Goodness. Nick Scam Draws, thank you very much. Recognize that icon. I know you. Thank you very much. Detail, that's another thing that I'm working on balance with, and I'll probably talk about that more in another video because I want to make a video where like I really detail the process, because a lot of times when I draw and I'm on stream, I'll talk about it, but it's usually kind of a spur of the moment type thing. Well, you know, I want to make a video where I talk about my process and like how I work with pencil and, you know, my thoughts on detail and stuff like that, because I've been a lot of different places with my style. I'm still not even sure what it is. I know what I want it to be, but I don't know what it is. Shadow Wolf does stuff. Hello. And, you know, proud of you for doing stuff. Not an easy feat. But yeah, you know, I want to detail that, not only for content's sake, since you guys have videos to watch, but also for my own sake. So, you know, down the road, if I was like, man, I really like how I was drawing at the beginning of 2019, how did I even do that? I can look back and be like, oh, I can tell myself from the past how I drew, which is cool. Kind of a scrapbook of art style. So I'm just never happy. Never happy. I always find, you know, I always learn extra tricks to add to my style, and things just always change. Not that I'm never happy with it. There are times that I'm happy with my work. Like honestly, I'm really feeling this. I really love the stuff I've been doing the last couple of weeks. I'm not afraid to say that because it just feels really fucking good. Why would I not want to share that? And if you're feeling really fucking good about your art, you should share that too. Because it's good to be proud of yourself. It's healthy. People tell you to be humble, and you can be proud of yourself and humble at the same time. Nico, good night. Get some rest, my dude. Appreciate you coming by. Thanks for all the kind words. And that goes for everybody. Thank you for watching, and thank you for the kind words. Like, everybody says this, but my fans are the best. You guys are the best. I don't care what anybody says. Everybody says it. But this is the one thing that is not my opinion. It is an actual fact. That my fans are the best. Fight and my fans. Nothing you can do. I just love you guys. I love you. I really do. Because I'm not even gonna lie, like I would still do this if I didn't have an audience. This is it's absolutely not about the audience for me. But the fact that people continue to enjoy my work and show up and show their support like you're doing right now, if you hear my voice right now, you're awesome. And I fucking love you. And don't ever let anybody tell you you're not awesome. If anybody ever does tell you that, just be like, well, you're wrong. Because I know for a fact that you're awesome. So thank you. It means so much. I appreciate it. Like thanking me for the stream? Thanking me? You saying thank you to me? Thank you for watching. You don't have to thank me. It's not that I don't appreciate it. Because I did. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, in case you missed it, in case you've only been tuning in recently, I actually drew this upside down. Um, when I sketched it too, it was upside down. And I've been doing most of the line work right side up, but all the shading and everything I did upside down, and it feels good. It's got a really nice organic feel to it. I wanted something floaty and kind of surreal. So I figured flipping and drawing upside down would make it feel surreal, even if only to me. But yeah, it worked. So if you're experiencing that art block, hey, give it a try. Or even if you're just having trouble, it's not art block. You're just having trouble starting something or coming up with an idea. Draw something that you draw all the time. Just flip it upside down, and it's like something totally different. You'd be amazed at how your brain can adapt. Brains are cool. Yeah, finding time to draw can be hard. I realize I started talking about that. Nico probably left since then, but it can be really hard. We live in a world that is increasingly busy, increasingly full of distractions. Our lives become increasingly more complex. Just think about how many different like online accounts you have. And God bless you if you have the same password for each one. God bless you. Or God help you. I don't know. One of those. But like just having so many fucking things going on in life can be so difficult. And like we as humans are not yet adapted to this. If you if you believe in evolution, which once again, never mind. Whatever you believe in, if you believe in evolution, you don't. The way that we live now is not the way that humans have lived for the majority of the existence of our species. And to think that we're just going to be comfortable and happy and healthy with a constantly changing and increasingly complex environment is kind of naive. We face a lot of challenges in the modern world, and sometimes I wish that we could just go back to a simpler time, but we can't. Not yet, anyway. Like I was saying, not until the world ends. Everything's post-apocalyptic, and you're forced to go back to the hunter-gatherer way of lifestyle. Until that day, just gotta get through it, or just throw your phone in the trash, go live in the mountains. Sounds increasingly more attractive every day. Man, this is a crazy. We've made it that way. It wasn't that way before. Oh, it's getting existential up in here. That's how I know I'm probably really hungry. Just thinking about gathering food, going fishing, plucking some fish out of the stream, cooking them up. But I will say that if at any point it like seems like the world is going to end or like society is going to collapse or something, and like it's inevitable, like it's happening, I'm gonna start making plans because I'm looking forward to it. Bring it on. I'll be out in the wilderness surviving. No Starbucks, no bills, no government. Just a lot of nature. That sounds really good. I was talking about drawing at one point, and then started talking about other things. And, just got off the rails. But I think we're wrapping up here. It feels pretty good. I'm really happy with this. Really happy with it. So if I can leave you with anything today, I'd like to leave you with this. Be proud of yourself. Be fucking proud of yourself, because that is important. It's important with art. It's important in your life. It's important in your relationships. It's important to give a shit about yourself and to be proud when you do something cool, even if it's small. Be fucking proud of yourself. If you make a cool drawing, like, I'm happy for myself that I made this drawing. If you went to work, like my lovely partner Joanna, who just showed up in chat, she's at work right now, probably on her break. Hello, babe. Hope you're doing well today. Thinking about you. But yeah, be proud of yourself. That is you. That is you. Absolutely. Hello. Yeah, I'm actually wrapping up the stream. I'm happy you guys popped in for a second and see what I've been working on. Hope work's going okay. Nobody's bothering you. But yeah, I'll leave it. I'll leave it at that. Be proud of yourself, no matter what you do. You go to work. You make more tips than you normally do in the day, or you wake up early and like cook yourself breakfast. That's something to be proud of. You go for a walk. Proud. Just be good to yourself. Be proud of yourself, and don't be afraid, because you can be proud of yourself and still be humble. It starts getting dangerous when you start saying that shit to other people. If you're just looking in the mirror and being like, I'm a great artist, I'm attractive, like that's good. Be proud of yourself. Nothing wrong with that. Don't be afraid of pride. Pride is not toxic. The things you do with pride can be toxic. But having pride, totally fine. It's like the difference between pride and hubris, right? I don't know. You gotta read a book. But yeah, wrapping up today. So, sorry for shouting at you. But, yeah, thanks for watching the live stream. It was fun. I think the setup works pretty well. Looks good. Hopefully it sounds good. I'm going to be watching back to make sure the quality is okay. And if you've got any questions for me, feel free to send me messages, leave comments. I think that's it. I run out of hot air. Need to get in the LME. So, yeah. Be proud of yourself today. You're awesome people. And, yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Next time. Love ya. Bye.